going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and the hunt seems to be slowing down here for Liberty Falls, so we're going to be covering every single side Easter egg here on the map itself. As a reminder, as new updates do get discovered within zombies, expect plenty of coverage here on the channel, and of course over on Detonated. We'll be sure to update the article about every Liberty Falls side quest if anything new does get found, and I'll make some follow-up shorts as well. So let's start off with the Bangfall Easter egg, which actually got solved back during COD Next. So what you want to do is find 3 sets of numbers found around the map, and those numbers are going to be on post-it notes. The first post-it note is here inside of the bank, right here on the counter. Take note of those numbers. The next post-it note is located in Ollie's comic shop just behind the counter. Also write that down. And the third and final post-it note will be located in the Liberty Lanes bowling alley. When you destroy this object, you'll be able to see the post-it note right there on the table. Once you have all those sets of numbers, go ahead and input them here inside of the vault to enter. And this is actually a very similar Easter egg to what's also available on Terminus, a room that requires specific loot keys to open very specific safety deposit boxes. You'll earn loot keys which end up in your inventory after killing some of the heavier enemies on the map, which have a chance at dropping those keys. Depending on the rarity of the key will determine what kind of reward you're going to get. At COD Next, the rewards weren't very good. It was just really salvage, equipment, maybe some points, but I've heard that since the launch of Black Ops 6, we're now getting much better rewards from these deposit boxes. But here's how to activate the music Easter egg here on Liberty Falls. You want to go ahead and find some pairs of headphones you can find laying around the map. The first pair is going to be located on a bench right here, as you can see near the bank. You want to just interact with it. The next pair of headphones will be located on a pew just inside of the church. Go ahead and interact. And lastly, the final set of headphones will be in an alley between the motel and the bowling alley. So when it comes to how to build a jet gun, what you want to do is enter the room at the top of the motel, which is right near spawn. This door will open for free every time, and a bunch of zombies are also going to pour out. Take them out, and inside you'll see the workbench for the Jetgun wonder weapon. Take note of this. But you now want to head over to the flower shop and pick up the water valve from on top of a hose. You now want to take this over to the bowling alley and shoot the electrical box right off the wall, and you then want to apply this part to the water control panel so you can start interacting with it. As you interact with it, you're going to start to build pressure. Some zombies will spawn in, so make sure you take them out accordingly, or have your teammates watch your back while you're applying that pressure. After you do that, you'll then be rewarded with the water pressure gauge. Next, you want to head over to the graveyard right outside the church, and you want to fight a bunch of zombies, maybe even for a few rounds, until this specific farmer zombie does spawn in. Take him out, and it'll end up dropping a special storage key. You want to take this key to the nearby shack, which is right by the crafting table, and you could then obtain the handbrake. But lastly, you're going to want to grab a mangler cannon, which you can either buy for some salvage, it costs around $12.50, or you can actually shoot the cannon off of a mangler so that you can obtain it. And once you have the mangler cannon in hand, you want to shoot the front door of the radio house, and then you can enter. Inside, you'll see a bunch of debris on the ground, which kind of look like origin dig spots. Keep digging all them up until you find the electrical wires. You now want to take these parts back to the motel where you can craft the Jetgun wonder weapon. But there's also a bonus points Easter egg. So if you head over to the comic shop, right on a window next to the comic shop sign, you'll see a bonus point symbol. Go ahead and shoot that, and you'll be rewarded with the points straight away. You can also get some free points by interacting with the pool table inside of the bowling alley. Now, to build on this point Easter egg, if you go ahead and throw an explosive at the chandelier in the bank, you'll be rewarded with a nuke. And if you go ahead and go to the back of the church, you will see an insta-kill icon similar to the points that we grabbed earlier, which was by the comic shop. And if you shoot this insta-kill looking skull, you'll get the insta-kill power-up straight away. But I'm expecting that other power-up drops can also be found around the map, which I'll of course be covering in some follow-up shorts in the future. Now, raining the fire may be the theme for multiplayer, but what about raining zombies? That's actually a side quest that just got found. So if you head to the front of the church, there's a very specific rock that you can destroy using explosives, and once you do that, zombies will start raining down from the sky. And as they hit the ground, they're going to provide you with specific rewards like salvage, points, and even ether tools. So take advantage of this in the case you guys want a bit of a boost. Really doesn't hurt, especially when you're setting up for a potential Easter egg run or even a high round attempt. Now, if you're a fan of the new Melee Macchiato perk, then you've probably tested out the fact that the perk machine could actually kill zombies if a zombie follows you closely while you're drinking the perk. Very similar to the mule kick machine, which was able to kill zombies back over in Cold War. But speaking of Melee, if you go over to this vending machine near the motel, which is right by the spawn, if you just regularly knife the vending machine, you can get a random reward that could range from a kill streak, a perk, and even a wonder weapon. Shout out to Glitching Queen for actually pointing out what you can get from this. What we all came to figure out as a community is that if you use Melee Macchiato against this vending machine, you can actually break the entire machine and get some salvage as well as a couple of extra points. But a free Deadshot Daiquiri perk Easter egg also got discovered here on Liberty, and it's right right near the graveyard, if you actually look out into the distance with a sniper, you'll see 5 cans sitting along the fence, and the trick here is to shoot all of them in an efficient amount of time using that sniper. Other weapons reportedly don't work, but if you don't shoot these cans fast enough, the cans will actually just fall over and you failed. You're gonna have to restart your game to go ahead and attempt it again, unless the cans are meant to respawn on this fence, so you can try again during the next round. Maybe that'll get updated in the future, but if you successfully shoot all 5 cans pretty quickly with a sniper, you'll be rewarded with the Deadshot daiquiri perk. Now, not every perk has a machine here on Liberty, and if you don't want to wait until round 25 to get Wonder Fizz, then this can come in clutch. Now, Liberty Falls also added a sequel to the Coffin Dance Easter egg that we saw back in D Machine, so what you want to do is head over towards the right side of spawn where a grassy area is, which is where a mystery box could spawn. You're going to see 2 sets of binoculars. You want to use either one first and look for a dancing zombie on a cliffside. He's kind of far away, but once you spot him, stare at him for a couple of seconds until you're forced off of the binoculars, then go take a look through the second pair at that same zombie, and once you stare at that zombie for a couple of seconds, a bunch of dark ether beams will shoot towards you, and then all the zombies that are nearby will start dancing. You can even hear some music playing from some of the nearby car radios, so this is a pretty cool Easter egg that again is just a nice sequel to the Coffin Dance from Cold War. But this next Easter egg may be one of my all-time favorites, and this is the Mr. Peaks bowling Easter egg. So you can also be rewarded with the Strike Dark Ops achievement by going ahead and doing this. What you're going to be looking for are a bunch of bowling shoes, and when you find a pair of bowling shoes, you want to shoot them with a bullet weapon. The first pair of shoes will be located in the gas station near spawn, just by the register. The next pair is in the Frank's hardware store, right there on a broken cabinet. Again, some of these are out of bounds when you shoot them. The next one is in the house by the yellow car, just by the graveyard, and you'll see the pair of shoes just under a chair. Next up, over by the funeral home, you're going to see right across from the bowling alley, this specific window which you can look into, and right under a painting, you can find the next pair of shoes. Lastly, just outside of the map, right in the back of the church, there will be some shoes hanging on a tree. Shoot that 5th pair and boom, you'll be teleported straight into the bowling alley, where you can actually bowl with the color specific ball that matches your player, and you guys can go ahead and hit the zombies with the bowling ball, obviously just the ones near the lanes, and you can also hit the bowling pins to then go ahead and hit a strike. That'll reward you with the Dark Ops achievement, and you can stay in here, compete with your friends to see who the best bowler is. But what's funny is, regardless of what place you get within this bowling competition, you can get some fairly crazy rewards, including a wonder weapon. So regardless if you're first place or even third, you may get one of the most powerful rewards here for use inside of Liberty Falls. Now, this next side Easter egg will reward you with the World Domination achievement, and is by far the coolest Easter egg here on Liberty Falls. You get to play as the Aetherella trap. Yes, you actually become the trap that you can move around the map with. So you first have to obtain the Jetgun, which I already showed you how to do in this video. You can also just pull the Jetgun from the box if you're lucky, maybe even pop the Wonder Bar Gobblegum if you have one of those consumables, but your goal is to suck up a bunch of Aetherella figurines, as you've been seeing on screen. 4 are located in the comic shop. They're just scattered around the room over on shelves, and should always be in the same location in each match that you play. You now have to find a couple of other figurines located in other POIs. This other one is right here on the right side of the motel. Make sure your teammates are watching your back if need be, so you don't get downed while sucking up the figurine. The next one is on the side of a wall here, as you'll see. You have to get on the rooftop though, which faces the water tower, so you have a good angle of where it is, and once you start using the suck function on the Jetgun, you'll be able to pick that up. The next figurine is high up on a church windowsill, as you'll see. Not that hard to spot. These kind of stick out like a sore thumb, but again, depending on your graphic settings, maybe it is a little hard to spot when they're a little far away. Next, we have one on the Liberty Lanes lettering right here outside the bowling alley, and pretty easy to see. Just go ahead and suck that one up and move on to the last and 9th figurine that you have to pick up as a part of this quest. This one is on top of a building near the motel, so you do have to go to the middle rooftop, as you see where I'm at, to go ahead and access this area, and then you could suck up the figurine from there. Once you do that, you'll turn into Aetherella for a couple of minutes. This is very OP against some of the heavier enemies in the game, and yes, your teammate could still activate the trap while you're playing as her, and it's by far one of the craziest side quests that I never expected here for Liberty Falls.